What's up, guys? It's your boy Arrington Foster, aka Rio Duncan from the Family Business, and I am here with DJ Miss Eclectic.
It's Good Vibes with Miss Eclectic right here on News and Talk Odyssey Atlanta. I'm excited this Friday. Have a very special guest. He's an actor. You know him. You're extremely talented. Modeling, music, you do it all. Mr. Arrington Foster, how are you doing?
I'm amazing. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for stopping by. Good Vibes. I'm loving the jacket. The jacket is a whole vibe.
I think we coordinated.
Yes, I think we coordinated a little bit. We didn't plan this, but we coordinated.
I told her that's my favorite color.
Yeah, I love it. Yes, you gotta have a little teal in your life, little fall colors in your life. So let's talk about your career journey. How did you get started?
Well, I started probably when I was 3, honestly.
Really?
I just was dancing around the living room, entertaining, be like, come sit down. Like, I wanted to sing for you, act for you, dance for you, but I really started in theater. So I always say the greats come from theater.
I think so.
If you look at their backgrounds, they started in plays and musicals, and that's where I got my start when I was about 10 years old. And then I just honed my craft through middle school and high school. I ended up going to college in Texas. I heard you're from Texas. Yes, I went to TCU, Texas Christian University.
Yes.
Yep, in Fort Worth, Texas. That's where I got my degree in theater with a minor in communication studies. And yeah, I always knew. I think even when I was in high school and everybody's taking the SATs and they're like, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I'm like, well, why can't I just be an actor? But I'm so grateful I have supportive parents that were supportive of my dreams from day one, and they still are to this day. Yeah, we're here. We're here now.
I love it. I love it that your trajectory was always, hey, this is what I'm going to do. It's going to be theater.
No, it wasn't easy.
I know, no, absolutely. But you stuck with it.
Yeah.
There are so many people, you get to college and then you change your major and you don't know what you want to do. Life gets in the way, so you get tested.
Yeah.
But you stayed the course and you still, what was one of your major challenges, like in theater, and staying that course? Because it's a tough industry to break through.
Oh my God, the toughest. Well, one, I knew my mom said, you got 4 years for these scholarships, so you in and out. But luckily, I was a creative that knew this is what I wanted to do. But I'm from Maryland originally, so I had in the DMV all black schools, all black neighborhoods. My mom went to Howard. Shout outs to mom, HU. But I realized that in middle school and high school, I was the only one that was really passionate about it. Everybody else was just doing it because, it's an easy class. But I was that guy that was picked to be the lead and the supporting and everything. When I went to TCU, and it was a predominantly white school, and I was the minority, I was one of the only black kids at the time in the theater department, I realized, I was like, I am not great.
I was like, hold on
now. But it gave me the tough skin because I got rejected a lot. We did probably about 4 shows a semester. So if you think 4 years, 4 shows, that's over 20 shows. And I was only cast 3 times in my whole collegiate career. But I think what that allowed me was that tough skin. It allowed me to push through, even through adversity, because this kind of was my representation of what the world would be like outside of university. And I remember I had Dr. Walsh, if you're still out there, I remember Dr. Walsh, he told me, he was like, it's not what you do in these 4 years, it's what you do outside of that. That's so true, yes. And so I look at, some of the people that were the lead in everything every semester, and now they're
they leading their life somewhere.
They're leading their life somewhere else. But look at me. Look at how I persevered and I didn't let, because it could have been very easy for me to just say, you know what, I don't want to do this no more. But I stuck with it, and I'm grateful that training and just the rejection, it allowed me to be like, well, you know what? I can handle anything.
Yes.
I'm not taking no for an answer, ever.
It was like that culture shock when we went to TCU.
Oh yeah. I love the South, though. Don't get me wrong, because y'all feed people down there.
Yes, we eat well.
I love
it was opposite for me. I grew up in San Antonio. San Antonio is 6% black, but I went to Prairie View A&M University where they produce productive people. But it's like HBCU, so it was a culture shock for me. I was like, it's a lot of us. Okay, all right. But you have that transition, so no matter what that is, you have to adapt. And I lived in Maryland for a while too.
Yes, come on.
So I love it. So funny. So I love that, but you actually persevered. Like you said,
Yeah.
people are leading their lives, but now you're leading your life on TV.
Hey, I'm grateful to God. Listen, I came home from my 10-year high school reunion, and I remember there were so many people that are like, oh my God, like you left Maryland, you did it, you're on television. And I just was like, little 15-year-old me would be proud, because I wasn't a very popular kid. I was a very nerdy theater kid who just had big dreams and, was teased and bullied and all that type of stuff. So to see that turnaround is a blessing.
So did you move to ATL? Was ATL the turning point? What was the turning point?
Well, I stopped in LA first.
You stopped in LA?
I did. So I lived in Los Angeles for 8 years.
Oh, wow.
8 years. And I, even with a big theater background, theater is so different from film and TV. So I really had to start at ground zero. I moved to LA and I had my side jobs and
have to.
Great, you got to pay the bills.
Yes.
And I was just doing everything I could: short films, student films, web series, background, just anything I could get my hands in. And I think that a lot of times now people want to skip the steps, but those are the steps that help you along the way to make you a better actor, a better human being. You take the craft more seriously. And so then it was the commercials, and then it was family business.
Yes.
And so that was the turning point for me. But
Yeah.
I'll say moving to Atlanta has been great for me. I've only been here 2 years. But I think the industry has also changed as well. It wasn't
really
like
has.
back then when you had to go to LA or New York to make it. Now you can make it anywhere.
Yes, you really can.
And it's more affordable.
It is.
LA's tough, y'all. It's not easy,
No, but a lot of people, a lot of directors I see have moved to Atlanta as well.
Everybody
They're
coming
driving up
over.
our housing market. But I mean, the point is, but a lot of people have moved here. I mean, it's Black Hollywood,
It
so I
is.
get it. But what can you say to an influencer or somebody, or people who try to skip that, they just jump to that 15 minutes of fame or that 15 seconds of fame, but you actually have been through the journey and you've built relationships and you've done the work to get where you are.
I would say if you're choosing to be in this business for the fame or the money, get out. Get out now, because it's a long journey. And I think with social media, which is a great tool
It
as
is,
well,
man, if you
it's
use it
also
correctly.
made this generation feel like it can just happen overnight. And I think that you have to really love the craft if you want to have longevity, because you could stay in this business and not make it for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Are you willing to wait that long? So I think that you have to find what's your why. Why are you doing this? And if it's because you love the art, then just stick with it. And it may take some time, but a lot of what has happened successfully in my life is the connections, is the networking, is being at the right place at the right time, taking class, making sure my headshots are updated, my reel, and it's all about connection at the end of the day. The pandemic was rough because we felt isolated.
Yes.
But I think what we learned more than anything was that entertainment is going to be here forever.
It's not going
It's not going nowhere. Because what were you doing when you were sitting at home? You was listening to music, you was watching movies and television.
This is all the above. I love you
Yeah.
talked about classes, honing your craft, and relationships. And look at you, Mr. Rio Duncan. Now we got him in the building. Season
Pew, pew,
6.
pew.
Season 6.
Yes.
Paul Weber's family business. Let's
Yes.
talk about
Let's
it.
get into it.
Let's get into it. So you're kind of like the outcast. You the one. What would you call yourself?
I think he started out as that, maybe a little bit as the black sheep, maybe that misrepresented sibling. I feel like we all got one in the family. Everybody's got one in the
It's
family.
a cousin.
It's a cousin, it's a nephew, it's somebody. So I feel like Rio has definitely over the years proven himself.
Yeah,
He's shown
absolutely.
himself in his flair, of course. But I think family is the most important thing, and I love that our show has represented Black excellence, a Black family with prominence and wealth, but also just the different challenges that each of the siblings face in their different storylines. And I just love that Rio has really come into his own.
Yes.
We've seen him do some, some fight choreography.
Yeah,
We've seen him do some pew, 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 you know what I'm saying? And obviously we left off with a cliffhanger last season. So
Yes.
this season, the family dynamics have changed drastically.
Okay.
Yes.
So so tell me, Rio, how can you relate Rio to your real life?
There's a lot of me in Rio, for sure. I think that he brings a light and a charismaticness, and I think that the show can be a little heavy. It's like a kind of a soap opera drama, but I feel like when Rio comes in, he kind of brings a little comic relief to it, and I think that's kind of like me as well. I mean, I'm a little stylish.
You are.
I try to take from Rio. Yeah. I'm not selling drugs and killing people, but
Okay, all right then. That was
not
part
doing
of the preparation.
Not doing that. But I think with any role that I play, especially with Rio is probably the most authentically to myself than I play with any other role. So I think that it was really nice to know that I can be myself and be celebrated for that and to be a representation for that. I didn't know the weight when I first got this role. And then I think after about season 2, 3, I started realizing, I was like, oh wow, people are really, they're relating to this character.
Yeah.
They understand him. They know a Rio in their life. And I'm just grateful that I've been able to show that with my art.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what does preparation look like for you? Because you come from theater where you're a live audience and then you go to this tape scene. Like, what does that preparation look like for you when you're getting ready to prep for Rio?
Well, it's very different than theater.
I know
It's very
it is,
much
right?
different than theater.
I know.
Just getting down to the lines is a lot of repetition. I try to get the gist of the story. I've never read any of the books. Don't smite me for that, guys. But the reason being, and some of us don't, because I don't want to pre-plan what the audience, because Carl Weber has such a loyal fan base that people are expecting a certain thing, and I try to be as true as I can to Carl's writing, but I also want to bring my interpretation to it. So I think that once I get a scene or I get a season and I read it, sometimes I'm like, oh, Carl, this is what we doing?
Like, hold on, Carl.
This is what we doing? Okay, let's go with it. Just getting an understanding of what's happening, and then just the collaboration with my other cast. I love my cast. It's some heavy hitters in that cast. It's people I grew up watching.
The whole cast is heavy hitters.
Heavy hitters. So it's just, and you know what's crazy? Shout outs to Trey Haley, our director. They're very collaborative. Him and Carl and Indy Brown, our producer. If there's a line or a word that we feel like, I don't know if I would say that. They're very much just like, well, what would you say? And then I'll say it and they'll be like, I love that. Let's do that. We don't do too many takes.
Okay.
We're kind of like TP in a way in that because time is money. And at the end of the day, everybody comes with their A game, and it's like we just have fun with it. We might rehearse and block a couple times, but after that, we shoot and we move on to the next. So I don't try to memorize the entire thing. I just try to memorize what's going on this week. Let me focus on this episode.
What's been your favorite scene so far? I know it's too many, right?
I know, there's so many. Well, this season, I'm not gonna spoil too much, but by the end of the season, me and the triplets, we have some intense. I don't know how you call it, like some agent in my, it's stealthy, I think that's gonna be that was one of my favorite scenes to shoot, but also probably the Billy Bob scene when me and Sasha and Curtis had to come in there and handle business.
And y'all was saying, get it in, yes.
Yes. We had to handle business. Yes.
That's good.
Anytime Carl gives me a gun,
You like, oh, it's
I'm like, yes. I'm like, please.
Give
me some fight choreography. Yeah.
Put me in, coach.
Put me in, coach.
So what can the fan? I know we seeing a different side, but what can the fans expect from the season 6?
Season 6, bodies are dropping.
Oh, well, that's a.
I'm just keeping it,
That's a
y'all. We got 6 seasons, so people gotta go. We gotta keep it interesting. They're dropping. But I think a lot of people are upset with Junior right now. Junior's been turning his back on the family, and that's not cool, Junior. We need you to get it together, Junior.
Get it together, Junior.
Get it together, Junior. But we're gonna see the dynamics with spoiler alert.
We like spoiler alerts.
Well, if you haven't caught up, you need to catch up on BT Plus. But now we have Roman in the mix. Our new brother, and so you just get to see the dynamics with Roman and Rio and Paris, and it's just it's juicy. It's so scandalous, and of course you're gonna get all the things you love. All the outfits and the nice cars and the yachts and everything.
Black excellence.
And I'm gonna tell you this, y'all. If you haven't already seen the first couple episodes, I think the camera work has gone up a notch. Like everything has just gone up a notch, and I'm very happy that the crew and the cast we've just created this bond and family to that every season we take it up. and you're never gonna know what's gonna happen.
I like that.
It's always gonna be a cliffhanger.
I like a cliffhanger. I
Yes.
love it. We have Arrington Foster here if you're just now tuning in. Family Business Season 6. And we also have the holidays coming up too.
Yes, yes,
A
yes.
Very Merry Beauty Salon. Let's talk about this too.
Yeah.
We're on the cusp of the season. We're in the
Yes.
birds. We deep into the birds.
I know, I'm feeling it now.
You're right.
I'm feeling it. Well, you know, A Very Merry Beauty Salon, it was a Lifetime movie that we shot last year. It came out on Lifetime December, almost around this time last year. Starring Tia Mowry, who we all know and love from Sister Sister, Ronrico Lee, Coco Brown, myself. And we shot this here in Atlanta. It was 2 weeks. It was very quick.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, 2 weeks. But just such a romantic, heartfelt, romantic comedy. You know, we love a good feel-good movie.
Yes.
And so my character's name is Kyle. He plays Tia Mowry's best friend in the movie. He's a dance instructor. And he's also, you know, he's like that best friend that's like, you know, go for the guy. Do it. You know, she's been, you know, having so much pressures with life and career, but she wants love at the end of the day. And so Kyle is, you know, kind of similar to Rio in that way. He's very much just like, I'm a ride or die for whoever I'm with, my family, my friends. And so now recently the movie is now on Hulu. So, and we're top 10, by the way, so go ahead, check it out.
10.
Run up those numbers. Yeah, it's such a great movie. The whole cast and crew, very different Family Business. We had a very small cast, which I loved because it was very cool to like really have personal relationships with all of them.
Really
And I'll tell you this short story, and I hope this inspires someone. I was not working for a while, and I remember I went to the BET Awards a couple years ago, and I saw Tia right there, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna go and say something to her. I swear to God, I was like, I love her, so I'm just gonna give her flowers. I didn't think anything of it. I just said, we're gonna work together one day. And she looked at me and she was like, okay, boo. But the power of the tongue, because I did not know that 3 months later, I'd get an audition for the Christmas movie that she was not just starring in, but executive producing.
Spoken into existence.
And I spoke it into existence.
Yes.
And, you know, she's just been such a light and such a, just a very great role model for class and grace and longevity. And yeah, I always want to encourage people, like sometimes you have to just say what you want and just put it out there. Nothing is too big or too small. And just to go for it, never stop.
I love it. And just have that courage just to go. You never know where a relationship can take you.
Yes.
It can
you have not because you asked not.
Come on now. We are preaching today. I love it, Eric.
Yes.
What do we have coming up next?
Well, right now we're heavy in Family Business.
Yes.
Episode 4 just dropped. So
watch it.
go watch the first 4 if you haven't already. And yeah, you know, we're still working. Holidays are coming up.
Yes, they are.
So, you know, we're just claiming and manifesting more shows, more movies in the works. And yeah, maybe some more modeling too. You never know.
I mean, he came in here fly. He's going to be fly modeling. We got a birthday coming up, so happy early birthday.
Thank you so much. Yes. Scorpio season, Team Scorpio.
Let's get a Capricorn, but it's okay. So,
I do like Capricorns though.
I love it. Arrington, tell everybody, how do we follow you on all social media networks, and how do we watch Family Business on BT Plus?
Yes. At Arrington Foster, all one word. That's my Instagram, my Twitter, Arrington Foster Official on TikTok.
Yes.
And you can make sure you can tune in every Thursday, BT Plus. You have to get BT Plus. We're not on Netflix anymore, guys. So make sure you subscribe. Get BT Plus so you can see every single episode of Family Business when it drops. And A Very Merry Beauty Salon is also on Hulu. So
Rio Duncan in the building.
we in the building.
I love it. Season 6, Family Business. Make sure you go watch it on BET Plus. It's also a Christmas season. Very Merry Beauty Salon. I absolutely love it. Thank you for stopping by. Good
Thank
vibes.
you for having me.
You are a good vibe.
You're a good vibe.
I
Thank
love
you.
it. Make sure you keep it locked right here. It's Good Vibes with Miss Eclectic right here on News and Talk WAOK, Odyssey, Atlanta.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Arrington Foster, aka Rio Duncan from the Family Business, and I am here with DJ Miss Eclectic.
Good vibe with Miss Eclectic.